Happy Tuesday, fourth grade. Let's jump in. We have been talking about figurative language. If you did not watch yesterday's video, hit pause right now and go back and watch that first. If you did watch yesterday's video, but you're kind of rusty on the different types of figurative language, if you're not sure you could name them all right this second, then stop right here. Go back to Monday's video and watch those power picks. Make sure that you know all the gestures for those words so it puts it in the motor cortex of your brain. If you're ready to go, let's hit it. Okay, remember, the whole point of figurative language is to understand what the author is trying to communicate. They're going to use figurative language to make their writing more spicy. Go ahead and cross your arms like the pepper and say, spicy. Yeah. So they're going to use phrases that are not meant to be taken literally. The whole point is that they're going to paint a picture in your head and express strong feelings or moods. So as we look at figurative language today, I want you to be able to tell me what kind it is. Is it a simile? Is it a metaphor? Is it alliteration? But also, I want you to start thinking about why the author used that particular figurative language in the story and what does it really mean. Also, this is my favorite genre when we're reading poetry or things with lots of imagery. That's my favorite because you can kind of sink into the story and just really experience it. If you think that books are better than movies, or movies are better than books, it might be because of figurative language. If you think that movies are way better than books, it might be that you have not really sunk into a book and fully experienced it yet. When authors are using lots of figurative language, you can see the book happening in your mind almost. Okay, your job for today is to listen to a story and find the figurative language. I'll give you a hint. We are especially going to be seeing a lot of similes and metaphors in this beautiful book. So if you're not sure what a simile or metaphor is, you can go right here to our fourth grade playlist and click on either one of these simile and metaphor videos. Remember, you can also watch the video from Monday to review all the vocabulary for all of the figurative language terms. Your job today is to read Owl Moon. So you're going to click on this video right here. It will read the story to you and show you the words. I want you to see if you can find the figurative language that the author uses to describe the train whistle, the moon, the shadow, the snow, or the cold air. So if you need to, go ahead and hit pause and write these words down, or you can take a screenshot of the video after you've paused it to know what to look for. After you read the book, I want you to find the figurative language and either talk about those with an adult or send them to me on Classkick, put them in the comments of this video, or you can also submit them on Google Classroom. Happy reading! And subtract fractions. In fourth grade, we're going to start with fractions that have like denominators, which means the bottom number is going to be the same. Remember yesterday, we went through all of our fraction vocabulary. So if you're not sure what those are or you can't remember the gestures for them, hit pause and go back to our Monday video to review those. Let's look at these fractions and remind ourselves of what we already know about adding fractions. When the denominators are the same, we can just add the numerators straight together. We also can decompose fractions with like denominators. So for example, this fraction at the top is 3/6. If I want to decompose that, I know that 3/6 is the same as 1/6 plus 1/6 plus 1/6. That's going to make 3/6. If I had 2/4, how could I decompose that? 1/4 plus 1/4. Very good. So as I'm looking at this multiple choice question, I'm going to think, okay, 3/6. What can I put together to make 3/6? And because we're awesome, I'm going to challenge you to go ahead and solve A, B, C, and D with me. So let's look at A. 2/6 plus 3/6 is going to equal 5/6 because 2 plus 3 is 5. And the denominators stay the same. I don't ever add the denominators together. Don't do that. B, let's look at B. What would the answer to B be? 1/6 plus 1/6 would be how much? 2/6, which equals 1/3. Good job. C says 1/6 plus 3/6. What would that be? 4/6. And what is the simplest form of 4/6? 2/3. Good. D is 2/6 plus 1/6. That's going to equal 3/6 because 2 plus 1 is 3. Good job. Okay, let's look at this one right here. Which expression below is equivalent to 9/5? 9/5 is an example of an improper fraction because 9 is greater than 5. The numerator is greater than the denominator. Okay, so let's look at A. What's wrong with A? If you notice that something is wrong with the denominators, you are right. I don't ever, ever, ever add the denominators. So that's the trickster because they're wanting me to think that 5 plus 4 is 9 and 3 plus 2 is 5. But I say, you say, we never, ever, 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 ever add the denominators. Good. Let's look at B. 3 plus 3 plus 3 is 9. But what about those denominators? Am I supposed to add those together? No way. So it can't be B. C says 3/5 plus 6/5. 6 plus 3 is 9. And 5 plus 5 is? Trick question. We don't add the denominators. The denominators are going to stay the same. So C, 3/5 plus 6/5 is going to be 9/5. Let's double check D. 6/3 plus 3/2. This is another trickster. 6 plus 3 is 9, and 3 plus 2 is 5. But what's wrong with that one? We never, ever, 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 ever add the denominators. Ever. So the correct answer would be C. Which expression below is equivalent to 9/10? So on this top one, all the denominators are 10. So far, it looks okay. Let's add the numerators. 4 plus 3 plus 1 is going to be 8/10. So that won't work. On B, I notice that all the denominators are 10. So far, so good. 3 plus 3 plus 3 is 9. So that's going to be 9/10. C, 4 plus 5 is 9, and 6 plus 4 is 10. But what's wrong with that one? We never, ever, 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 ever add the denominators. Good. D, same thing. 6 plus 3 is 9, and 5 plus 5 is 10. But what's wrong with that? We never, ever, 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 ever add the denominators. Okay, it's time for you to practice your math on Classkick. So the Classkick code was sent out on your choice board, or you are welcome to look on ClassDojo or Google Classroom. Click the link below this video to get to Classkick, or you can go to classkick.com, or you can click the link in Dojo or on Google Classroom. Enter the code and get started on your math. Have a great Tuesday, 4th grade.